Hello, everyone. It is Scrapbooking Spotlight Day, which means it's the first Wednesday of the month. And that's when I normally go live with a new scrapbooking uh, workshop kit, usually. Although last month we did a memories and more pack. So there could be different things from time to time. But it's for those of you who either are scrapbookers and would like to see what's new, what's coming out. We've got a whole bunch of things new out yesterday. So that's exciting. My name is Linda Dolke, and I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! In Australia. So if you are hoping to learn a little bit more, maybe you're just putting your foot into the scrapbooking world, this is perfect for you because our scrapbooking workshop kits are designed that anybody at any level can create beautiful layouts with them. So it's really for both beginners and anybody really, because even someone like myself, even though I've been scrapbooking for many years, I love the workshop kits because all the coordination is done. I can create a layout pretty quickly, and normally we complete these in under an hour. So, that's as long as I like to go with these videos. So I want to show you, if we get extra time, if I actually finish early, which we might, then I might even make a card. Who knows? But I like to show you the versatility of these scrapbooking workshop kits. So no one has joined me in the comments yet. Please say hello when you get here. I love to see who's here and who I'm talking to. And if you have questions, you're very, very welcome to ask me in the comments. So I'm going to switch over to the desk and I will keep your comments in mind. While I think of it, I've got to get better at remembering to do this. Where is it? I'm going to put this up on the screen. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you love these kinds of crafty videos where you're learning how to use different products or different techniques or whatever it is you might be learning, please click subscribe. That way you won't miss any of the videos when I post them. I do go live at least a couple of times a week. Actually, this week you're getting a lot more of me, so hopefully I haven't worn out my welcome. But Monday we did the card retreat unboxing. Yesterday we did Technique Tuesday. Today we're doing the scrapbooking spotlight. I get to have tomorrow off, and then Friday night I'm live again with our sketch Friday night sketch night. So something almost every day this week. All right, let me go back so I can see comments. Hello, we have Daryl. Or is I think maybe the name is a bit misleading. I don't know that I actually have Daryl, but who knows? And Margaret is here. Hello. So just a couple of people here so far. And Margaret Griffith, we've got all the Margarets. Well, we're missing a Margaret. She hasn't popped her head in yet. Hopefully she'll say hi if she joins us today. All right, let me switch over to the desk and let's see how we go. I'm doing one of our brand new scrapbooking kits from, this is actually not in the catalogue. This one is an online exclusive, which means you'll find it in the Stampin' Up! Online store. Hey, Anne, hello. It is Daryl. There you go. Hello. And I think I've said hi to everybody so far. Okay. If you're new here, I see we have 19 people watching right now. That's a combination of Facebook and YouTube. So if you're watching and you've never said hi, don't be shy. We have the most beautiful group of crafters here and everyone's very welcoming. So, yeah. All right. So I'm going to pull this out and let's go through this brand new kit together. And then I've got something else really cool to show you. All right. Something I haven't, I'm really surprised that I already have it. But you might guess from me saying that what it might be. Hey Linda, nice to see you. Hello, Miss Heidi. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you here. And we have Kerry too. Hello, Kerry. How's everything going? Is it hot out where you are? I bet it is. It's pretty warm here today, actually. It's supposed to get into the high 30s today, and then tomorrow, I think over the next couple of, or the mid 30s, and I think over the next couple of days it's going to get even hotter. So and that's Celsius I'm talking about. You just put that kit in your cart, Rosemary. That's great. Well, then I can show you a few things that you can do with it. So what I love about these kits is that they create 6 layouts with everything included in the kit. Okay, and that also means you have leftovers as well. Okay, but at the very least you have 6 beautiful layouts that you can create with out of here. And these are gorgeous. They have beautiful things in them. And then you can follow along and do as it suggests. It's got all the cutting guides and the measurements and everything for you. Or you can go rogue and come up with something that you really like. Hey, Jackie, nice to see you. You live in a beautiful part of the world. I bet it's cold where you are. You're going to get to 40 today, Margaret. Oh, yeah, that's hot. I hope it's supposed to get to 38 on Saturday here, and I think that's our hottest day this week. So, hey, Wanda, you're in San Diego. Do you know I have relatives in San Diego that I've never met, and I don't even know where they are. So, I don't think I have any way of finding them either. So, that's a bit sad. But my mother's oldest sister um, married at the end of World War II, married a an American who was doing his military service here in Australia, and then she moved back to I think they went to Minnesota first, and then they moved to San Diego, and that's where they ended up. And they had a bunch of kids, and they're my cousins. I've never met them. I don't even know who they are. So that's all a bit sad, isn't it? Hey, Jeanette, nice to see you. It's hot out where you are, Kerry. I thought it would be. You're in Victoria, so you're visiting. Ah, oh, that's cool. The Ned Kelly Museum. I've never been. That sounds really interesting. And he'll find that really interesting. All right, let's get going because otherwise, I'll chat all day. All right, so this one makes all these lovely layouts. I thought today we would work with one of these and I'll show you why. But what I like about the colors in this kit, all right, is that we have Old Olive, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, Crumb Cake. There's some crumb cake here, Cloud Cover, and that might be it. But those colors work really, really well for outdoor photos, particularly because anything outdoors usually has some green and maybe some blue in it. And so it's going to go really, really well. But these are kind of neutrally kind of colors that will go with nearly anything. So I've picked out some photos. Last month I showed you, was it last month or no, the month before, I showed you this particular kit, and I was doing my photos from Red Rock when we were in Las Vegas back in early November, and I was because I love that all the oranges and the greeny like tealy colors like Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon go really, really well with these colors in these photos, right? So I did this one, and I'm going to use the same group of photos, but I'm going to use them with this because those oranges, Petal Pink is more of an apricot than a pink in my opinion. And I think those kind of colors, oranges and, those ochre kind of colors go really, really well with Petal Pink. And we've got some green and we've got the neutral blues, Cloud Cover and Secret Sea. So I think it's going to go really, really well with these. And I'm opening up this kit for the first time. So hey, Maggie, nice to see you. You're an avid scrapbooker. How long have you been scrapbooking, Maggie? I started when my daughter was about a year old, and oh, sorry, I should know this better. She's 24 now. So, yeah, that's when I started. And I was looking at some old scrapbooks this morning, and I've got so many photos of the kids, in their child years and baby years and all that kind of stuff. And it's very nostalgic looking back through them. It's actually really lovely and makes me remember all those things. All right, I'll come back to the instructions in a second so you can see all the instructions. They have pictures of each of the things. You've got your cutting guides. We'll come back to this in a moment, okay? But let's look at the kit first. So this is a sticker sheet, okay? So the sticker sheets is in all the kits, and so they are adhesive, of course, as you'd expect stickers to be. You've got some numbers if you wanted to add, you could do dates, or you could number photos or something like that. And then you've got all these other little extra pieces. We've got some really nice little flowers here. These being white with Cloud Cover and Secret Sea, you could color these if you wanted to. Oh, one of your nephews lives near Red Rock. It's so beautiful, Rosemary. I was really impressed. In fact, that was my favorite thing we did when we were in Vegas. I was there for a conference, and the conference was wonderful. It was a Stampin' Up conference. But I loved actually getting out of the city, because we stayed at Red Rock Casino, so it wasn't very far from the casino. So yeah, I would go back there again tomorrow if I could. It was so, so beautiful. And it reminded me, if anyone's seen it, there's a Netflix show called Dark Wind. Has anyone seen it? Which is about Indian reservations in that area in Nevada. And that the Red Rock area reminded me a lot of what I saw on that show. And it made me feel, yeah, that kind of ambience of Dark Wind. I thought that was beautiful. And we have a couple of really nice, these are like border stickers, these ones here, and the Secret Sea stripe, and also the Petal Pink circles. Okay, and then you've got all those pieces. And even though this is meant to be, you're also going to have leftovers like pieces, little skinny strips in between. So So yeah, that's really good. So there's your sticker sheet. Then you've got your photo placeholders. These are great if you're wanting to put pages together, but you don't have your photos yet. Okay, so you can use them as mats around your photos if you wanted to, or you can use them just as they are, just to hold a place. That's their design, is to hold a place until you're ready to put your photos in. Happy heat day. Oh, I know, Pauline. Is it hot over in South Australia? I bet it is. Bet it's hot in Adelaide. All right. Then we have some die cuts. All right. Now these die cuts, so you have a bunch of circles. You can see they punch out. You just push them out. And we have a couple that are for journaling little thoughts on. You did it, and on this day. Then we have a couple of like little focal points, something in the life, and that would be where you would put the word day in the life, right? Or you could do beautiful day. I mean, you don't have to stick to what they have suggested. You could go any ways. There's some more flowers to push out over here. The word family is often a really great one on a scrapbook page. You've got this lovely big leaf, this old olive leaf, which is the one that is in this one here. This has a 5x7 photo on it. And you know this because down here it talks about gathering your photos and tells you for project one, which this double layout here is project, oh, I better get it back in the frame. Double layout is project one. Okay. So when you are looking at this, it tells me for project one, I need one 5x7 photo portrait. The P stands for portrait. Can you see that there? So this gives you a really, really good guide of what kind of photos to look for to add to your pages and how big you will want them to be if you want it to be the same as here. If you don't want it to be exactly the same and you don't care about the size, you can use whatever size photos you like, but this is just the suggested photo size if you want them to end up the same as what's in the layouts. Okay, so I think a 5x7 photo on this one looks terrific, and see that big leaf there, that's this big leaf here. Okay, so I really like that. I'm not doing that one today. I'm doing this one. I thought I would do this one because I thought my red rock photos would look really nice with the petal pink and the greens and the blues in here. So I'll come back to that in a second. All right, also on this page, you've got more little focal flowers. Once again, we could color these with maybe some blending brushes, add some color to the center if you wanted to. I nearly used some other photos I pulled out. These ones, me and my hubby in Hawaii 10 years ago, in fact, more than 10 years ago now. And I was thinking, I could even turn these you could turn them into hibiscuses by adding some bright, yellows or pinks or something, and they would look quite hibiscusy. So I thought about doing that, but I've decided not to use those photos today. All right. And this big one here, this big circle, where's that one on here? Where is that one on here? Oh, here, behind the word family on layout number 2. Okay, so and it tells you, what I love about this, it tells you on the back which project. Okay, project 2, there's that big piece. Okay, project 1, it shows me that I'm going to want these ones for project 1, and then I've got some that are set for project 3. And each time you have die cuts, it tells you on the back which project to use them for. So it makes it very, very easy. This is an exclusive piece of paper. Now, they always include lots of papers from the designer series paper, but there are some in here that are single-sided. Okay, the single-sided pieces, that means they are exclusive to the kit. And this one I'm going to be using today. Can you see that they've used these circles on these 2 layouts? Okay, so that's the first one I'm going to do. If I wanted to make more of these, and for example, if I wanted to do it in a class and I wanted to do more of these, I could also, I had a little look and I'm thinking if I wanted to get some petal pink circles and put it on a white background. Is this the right size? Yeah, so the largest of the stitch shaped circles would be the right size. And if I had 9 of those, that would actually create a nice background for my card. So if I didn't have enough of these for a class, I usually buy 2 packs to run a class, and then maybe some extra DSP. But because these are exclusive to the kit, I would need to create, if I had more than 4 people, or actually 3 people, because I'm doing one as a sample, so there's 2 of these in each pack, and if I have 2 packs, that means I've only got 3. So if I have more than 3 people in the class, I'm going to have to create, I could buy another pack, but rather than do that, I would just create some circle backgrounds by using the largest of these dies. So that's an idea for somebody if you wanted to recreate that idea. All right, so there's those. This is also single-sided, so this one is also exclusive, and it's, I don't know if you can see, let me bring it up. Can you see it's got kind of, it's cloud cover, but it's got a really subtle pattern behind it. Can you see that? You didn't know it had the project numbers on the back. Oh, there you, oh, and then you saw that you dropped it on the floor and there it was. I know, it's a very, very cool thing and it makes it very easy for us. It's a little bit like the card making retreat that I showed on my unboxing on Monday. Those are single-sided DSPs as well. And on the back is the cutting guide to show you how to cut them. I thought that that was a fantastic idea as well. All right, now these ones are not, yeah, these are not single-sided. So these ones are the same as what you can get in the DSP pack. So can you see you get a couple of those, and then you, for example, this lovely emblem here, and I made a card out of that one. Let me just see if I got that handy. I think I do. Let me find it. Of course, I won't be able to find it, but I did make a card with this because I'm still looking for it. No, it's not in this pile. So obviously I've put it away into another pile somewhere, but I made a card out of this and I just cut around this, like I cut around the circle, the oval, and then cut out the leaves and added it to the front of a card. And I really love how that card turned out. Oh, look, found it. Haha, there it is. This is the card. Okay, and I use some of the circles that are part of the die set that matches this. So this is not just a scrapbooking kit. You can also buy the stamps and the dies if you want to that coordinate. And then there's some other coordinating pieces as well. It's a beautiful set. I really love it. All right, so there's those. And they've got the stripy. I love this as well. Petal pink background with your secret sea leaves and cloud cover on your flowers. And then this is also some lovely textured. Can you see the beautiful texture on the back of that in old olive? All right, so I'm going to put that down there. And then this one here has crumb cake on one side and secret sea little diamonds, cloud cover diamonds on the back. Okay. Oh, you like that, Carolyn? Nice to see you, Carolyn. Lovely to have you with us today. How is your beautiful part of the world over there in Victoria, isn't it? You're on Vancouver, well, not Victoria, you're on Vancouver Island, I remember. Yes, it is a January online exclusive, Maggie. Yes, it is. Here in Australia, these kits are 63, I'd like to say $63. And there is also a stamp set that matches it that I printed this out because I can't show you in a catalogue because it's an online exclusive. There's a set that's called Currently Loving, and this goes with this scrapbooking kit. So you can, you can go currently playing, currently reading, currently learning, watching, making, loving, celebrating life. Okay. So, there's a whole bunch of fun things that you could add. So on here, for example, this sample page, they did currently loving life. All right. So currently loving life. And I thought that's a nice companion set as well. Okay. Um, you still have, oh, really, over there. Do you know I will be in Victoria on Vancouver Island in June, very briefly. We're on a cruise, so I'll only be there for a day, but we'll be coming through. So it's just I just love the Pacific Northwest. I just think it's such a beautiful part of the world. All right, so then we have some two-tone cardstock. Two-tone means you get one side dark and one side light. You can kind of see that there, dark light of the petal pink. And then this is Lost Lagoon. And then cloud cover. And then we have Lost Lagoon would go with this as well. We also have Secret Sea, a couple of sheets of that. We have Crumb Cake and a couple of sheets of that, light and dark. And then there's some, I was going to say there's some white, but there is only one piece of the white at the back. And then on the back here, this tells you all the colours. So we've got the colours, I think, sorted. Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, and White Willow. If anyone's wondering why it's called White Willow was the white. And, there are a million different types of white. Some are very white, some are very off-white, and so on. White Willow is similar to basic white, but White Willow was the colour that close to my heart ladies were using in for their white, and Stampin' Up have taken that on in these kits as well. So, all right, so I know I'm going to need this one. let me get myself organized. So I'm putting that, I'm going to need my instructions. I am going to need some of the stickers, and I'm going to need, and I thought I would do this one. All right. So this tells me here there are no 4x6 photos in this. If I want these to be 4 by size, keep putting it up too high. So sorry, ladies. 39 today, Pauline. That's too hot. I know, right? I hope you have good air conditioning. That's all I can say. Um, so these ones here, you can see are, they're actually 3x4s. Okay, and then this one is 3x3. If you wanted to make them full size, you can. It's just going to cover up a little bit more of your background. So I'm actually going to cut mine down because I want the background to show, but you know, and I've got photos that can be cut down, but that kind of depends on. Oh, that's okay. It's hot there too, Lani. No, don't ever worry about being late. That's fine. All right, I'm going to put this down. This is going to be my starting piece. Now, these sheets, of course, are thinner than cardstock. If you are going to be putting your scrapbook layouts into an album or framing them, the thickness of the cardstock at the back doesn't matter as much, okay? In fact, you don't want things that are very, very thick because by the time you put a whole bunch of them into an album, it can fill an album really quickly. You don't want too much thickness. So actually DSP as a base in your albums or in a frame are completely fine. So that's just my thinking on it. But, you know, if you're going to be messing around with, I mean, cardstock is still fine, but I don't want really, really thick. Like that's why I haven't actually purchased any basic white thick 12x12 personally. I think it's a little bit thick for me, whereas I much prefer to use basic white thick for my card bases. So that's just a personal thing though. Everyone can do it the way they think. All right, so what I find useful, I like to read through the getting started once I've checked my my photo sizes over here, and it tells you the materials that you will need. Okay, I will need the kit that we've got. We'll need Stampin' Dimensionals. We'll need some seal or other glue of your choice, a paper trimmer to do your cutting, and optional, take your pick tool. Okay, take your pick tool can be a handy thing to have for anyone who's crafting, and I use mine a lot. I usually have my pokey tool on the end because I use it a ton, but you can also turn it around so that the flat edge is showing, and you can take off your different attachments and put different things on, but I usually leave my brush attachment on because that's the one I use the most. I use it more than I use the putty end. But it's up to you that set it up so you're getting, you know, yours using it the way you most commonly use it. Okay, so that's just what I would do with the Take Your Pick tool. It's just a handy thing for everyone to have, and I just love mine. I use it a lot. All right, so let's look at the getting started. It says gather all your materials. Check. Check the cut orientation below each cutting guide image. For example, here it tells me that this one here, and this is probably a very good one to start with. Okay, it's got all those panels, those pieces, and that's the front and the back. So the front, they are calling the side with the pictures, and the back, the side with the stripes. Okay, it tells you what you're going to need. So I'm doing project 1, which means it's the numbers with the 1 in front, but I'm only doing one of the layouts. So I'm not doing both in this video. So I'll need to check that I have the right ones. All right, that's 2K, that's 2L. All these other pieces are going to be left over. That's cool, right? And 1C. Well, 1C is in the corner, so that means I might want that because that's for layout 1. Down here, we've got a 1H, a 3D, and a 3L. So the 1H I might need. So this one, see the cut orientation, the front is where the panels are, the back is where the stripes are, and then you turn it over so that the front is where the stripes are, and then we're going to need a piece that is 1 inch by 5 3/4 inches. Yes, everything is in inches in these scrapbooking kits because we're working with 12x12 paper, and it just makes sense to work in inches. Okay, so don't ever worry about that. You could, I mean, 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters, but I think most people are completely comfortable using inches. If you're not, let me know, but comfortable using inches when it comes to scrapbooking. All right, so the 1H is a stripy design, and what I want to do is I want to have a look back. Actually, instead of turning to the front, I will turn to the back because that's where we have bigger pieces. All right, so the piece that I'm using, there's that stripy piece. See that piece right there that's going across the bottom? So that's, I am going to need to cut that one. So that was 1 inch by 5 3/4. Okay. Or was it 5.5? I'll go back and check. It's all right. And then the other one that had the little square, there's the little square, the green with the white flowers. Okay. That is on the other layout that I am not doing today. So I don't need to worry about that one. I'm just going to do the stripy bit that is here. Okay. And it also shows me down here, that was 1H, remember? It indicates down here where that goes. So let's go quickly back and have a look. I want to do with the stripes. Okay. I want to go with 1 inch by 5 3/4. That is correct. And it's going to be so that my stripes are going down. All right. So let me find that piece of paper. Here it is. Move that out of the way for a second. I'm going to bring my trimmer in. I'm going to turn this over, and it tells me that I want to have my piece of paper going this way, and it actually shows me that in the instructions. So my stripes are going across. My cut orientation, stripes going across. Just I'm bring that up so you can see what I'm talking about. Yep. And then here, with my stripes going across, I'm going to cut a 1 inch. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and cut it the whole piece off. I'm not going to cut it exactly the same as what they've said, but that's okay. By 5 3/4. 5 3/4. All right. So I've got my 5 3/4 by 1 inch piece. All right. That bit's done. Okay. Now let's look at our next cut piece, and we're looking for layout number 1 again. So this time, okay, there is a 1 eye. I think it's 1 eye there. The grey bits are the ones that you're going to be working, the pieces you're going to be using. The bits that are left over won't be used. Okay, so that means you're going to have lots of leftovers, which is great. We like lots of leftovers because then you can make lots of cards, right? Or whatever you want to make. All right, so I've got that piece here, 1 eye. Let's have a look. And so it is with the green piece. So let's have a look and see if that is on. Yes, 1 eye is just above the stripy piece that we just did. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to find that green piece. Let me grab it out of the kit. All right, here it is. All right, so the front is the old olive, and the back is the petal pink with the blue leaves. All right, so I'm going to do 1 eye, and 1 eye is, how wide is that? Does it actually say how wide that is? Well, it's how much would be left over. This is 4 by 12, 4 by 12. I'm just going to cut a piece off here because I'm not worrying about number 2 today. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to make it half a centimetre, half an inch. I think that's about right. So I'm looking, sometimes you may need to just look at the picture and kind of make a decision on how wide you'd like it to be. And then it's a little bit less. So that was 5, it's a little bit less than half. So 5 3/4, I think, will be, because it's going to be the same as the stripy bit, right? So there we go. We've got those 2 bits. Okay. And then this one, 3A. I don't need to do anything with that because that doesn't have a 1. This one, no 1s. This one has some 1s. We've got 1A, 1E, 1F, and 1G. Okay, this is crumb cake 2-tone cardstock. So and they've got the dark side facing up. So let me see. Yes. Okay, I am going to need some crumb cake because it's going to be the mats for my photos. All right, so I'm going to cut that. So let me grab and when you've got all the carving pieces, when you've got them all cut out, okay, so do we want the dark or the light? Now they did theirs with the dark. I actually don't want to do that. I'm going to do the light. Oh, do I want, and then you can help me choose my photos next because I've got some fun photos to do. And I've got to make a choice. That's always the hardest. I think choosing photos is the hardest part of scrapbooking. Don't you think? Oh, Siobhan, already 41.3 out west. Ah, yeah. It's going to get hotter this afternoon. You're right. I remember my days in Western New South Wales, and yeah, I remember it very well. It doesn't get nearly as hot down here. The question is, do I want my mats to be dark or do I want them to be light? Maybe I'll just go with what they've said, but you can be a rebel if you like. So remember we have two 4x3 photographs and one 3x3. So the 1G is 3¼ by 3¼ That's your mat for your 3x3. And then 1F and 1E are the mats for the two 4x3 ones. So those ones are ready to go. This one is 5¼ by 7¼ That is for the big photo, the 5x7 photo. We're not going to worry about that. So I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with going to go 4¼ Actually, I might even go 3¼ No, 4¼ And then I'm going to do these three. So 3¼ 3¼ If you want different colored mats, like just say you wanted black mats, you can. And this is 3¼ as well, but then this one needs to be cut square. So also 3¼ this way. All right, so now I've got my 3 photo mats ready to go. There's not a lot of cutting on this, I have to say. Now let's turn over to the next one. We're nearly through them all. No ones, no ones, no ones. And there's one here, but that's a 3 white willow cardstock. Let's see, is that anywhere on my page? No, I don't believe it is. That's on this one. That's the white. They've got a white mat behind that photo. Okay, so no more. We've done all of our cutting. That's it. So that wasn't too bad, was it? All right. So let's start fresh. Now I'm going to look, now that we've got all of our pieces cut and we're ready to go. Actually, let me just have a quick look at the getting started. Okay, this explains what I said before. Light grey pieces on the cutting guide are project pieces and the white grey pieces are leftover pieces, which means you have a lot left over. As you cut the paper, label and sort the pieces as indicated in the cutting diagram, so you can actually on the back of them put, the number, the 1C, or in our case, we did the 1H. I know it's 1H, so I'm not going to worry about doing that, but I can understand why that could be a useful thing, especially if you had a lot of pieces, but we don't in this case. We don't have a lot of pieces. Hey, Leslie, 42 in Broken Hill today. Yeah, 15% though is nice and dry, isn't it? Yeah, a lot of people having some hot weather this week. I had to, I don't know about anybody else, but I find it really hard to pick what to wear on a really hot day. Anyone else have that problem? I do. All right, unless otherwise noted, use stamp and seal to adhere the pieces. Personally, I prefer Tombow liquid adhesive. That's my personal choice, but you can use seal, you can use any glue you like. You can use tape if you want to, all right? It really doesn't matter. All right, now we get to the fun bit, which is the assembling bit. And on the page where this picture is, it has the assembling instructions. And you can see there's not very many because it's actually really easy. All right, use the exclusive petal pink paper for your base page. Check, we've done that. Adhere the Secret C border sticker. Okay, see the Secret C border sticker? That was on our sticker sheet. So let's bring that in. And that's one of the 2 border sheets that I mentioned that are here on the edge here. So you just peel that off. And then we're going to put it straight onto our piece. Now, to line this up, it gives you a guide here. So if you want to measure, it's 3 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. Okay, you could even mark it with a pencil if you wanted to, because it's telling you 3 1/8 of an inch. All right, now if I grab let me grab a ruler. My ruler, actually, all the numbers are getting marked, getting worn off. All right, that means it's right there where the end of my ruler is. Okay, but the other thing you can do is eyeball it, and I can see that most of this circle is at that piece. So let me see. So it's going to be right about there. And what you can do, if you want to make sure you get it straight, is you line up your grid paper. Oh, and I need to make sure it's right on the edge of the paper because it's 12 inches. It's the right size for the paper. And then that's just going to go straight across there. So that's our first step. We've adhered our secret seed border. Step number 3, adhere prepared 1E, prepared 1F, and prepared 1G. Now those E, F, and G, those are the 3 mats for my photos. Let's talk photos. Here are the photos I want to use. I've got some photos and I thought this would be a nice 3x3 because I've got Susan sort of centered there in front of the red rocks. And for anyone who doesn't know, this is my lovely friend Susan. I think most of you know her. Susan Campfield, she's a demonstrator in the US, and we had this beautiful holiday together, and we had a few days together in a great Airbnb before we attended the conference. So this was some stuff that we got to do. Jeanette's looking for dinner suggestions, and Margaret said she's having Thai. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to have. I've got leftovers for lunch. I made some pizza dough, and I do pizza every couple of weeks. That we just make the dough at home and put whatever we want on it. So I'm having some leftover of that for lunch, and for dinner I am not sure. I have to work that out yet. We do have some leftover sausages from last night, so we had a potato salad and some sausages on the barbecue. That's what we had. All right, so I'm thinking that might be a good 3x3. And then I've got over here, so I think, see, because of the peachiness of this, I think it's going to go quite nicely in here. So you can help me choose alternate photos. So I've got a couple, I want to do one scenery shot. So there's this one, there's actually our hotel in the background. You can just see it just over there in the distance, Red Rock Casino. And then we've got, I will be cutting these down to 3x4s, but I can still get all the things in them. You can see the lovely striations? Is that the right word? In the rocks, the different layers of sediment in the rocks. This was the 4 of us, and I feel like I want to do, the problem is with this one, I think this one might not be easy to cut down. So if I could maybe have one photo a little bigger. Let me see, if I was to take half of this, so I could probably get it down to a slightly bigger size, like maybe 4.5 by 3.5. I could do that. I just have to recut my crumb cake mat. But that's a possibility because this is the 4 of us who went out to Red Rock that day. Kelly actually had hired a car, and she and Carol are good friends, and they came and picked Susan and I up and took us out for this fantastic visit to Red Rock. So yeah, no cooking. Exactly. That's a good idea, Jeanette. Get yourself a barbecue chook, and yeah, that sounds perfect. No cooking ideas is always good. I like the barbecue around here because that feels like no cooking, because I just give the meat to my husband and he goes cooks it. So so that's also no cooking. That's another good choice. I loved all the colors in. If you look very closely, there's Susan going for a walk way over there. But I know she's there, and nobody else would know unless I told them. But that one can be cut down. This one is really pretty. This is actually my profile picture on my Facebook profile page, because I just love the colors in this. I thought it was so pretty. And then there's another one with, is that the same? Yeah, it's the same one. I've got more than one of this. So these are the photos that I'm thinking about doing. I do think it would be nice to do a photo of the 4 of us, but maybe cut it down slightly. So that might be, and that's really nice with the red rock in the background too. So let me try doing that. Let's cut this down and see how. I don't think I can cut it down to a 3x4. I'm going to cut as much of me and Susan as I can. Let's see, what does that come down to? That's 4 3/4. Yeah, 4 3/4. And then, so 3 3/4 up the top here. Let me cut some off the bottom. We don't need our shirts, but I think the mountains are really nice. So 3 3/4. So that one's a little bit bigger. but that might be okay because I had a little look on the original here, and that photo, they're not actually lined up straight. And I thought, you know, you could actually make one of the photos slightly bigger. So that might be that might be good to have that one photo a little bigger. And then, so if I have this one, I'm going to cut this one down to 3 by 3. So is there anything I want to make sure I get in here? I don't think so. So 3 by 3, and I'm going to take, oh, but we're going to lose the line at the top. Maybe I'll take her feet off a little bit. Not too much, but I want to have a bit more of that line at the top because I think that's nice. All right. How do we go? What do you think? Is this a good idea, what we're doing? All right, so I've got this 3 by 3 one. And the question is, do I want the darker? Do I want the darker matte or the lighter matte? I think the darker. Yeah, let's go with the darker. Off to go get a chicken, Jeanette. Oh, goodness. I'm glad to know that we're you know, helping people make decisions. Takeaway is also good, isn't it? Well, here in Australia, we call it takeaway. I think they call it takeout in the US. All right, so there's Susan in front of the rocks. And then this one I'll need to recut for. So this one's probably going to end up right here on like about this, about here. And it's still going to work even though it's a little bit bigger, but it's not as big as a 4 by 6. And I can move it down if I need to. But this one, which other one will I do? I kind of like the idea of doing this one. I like the green in the front. This is beautiful, but I might save that for a different page. And if I cut this one down a little bit, I can take some off the bottom there and a little bit off the top. So it's going to be 3 by 4. So I'm going to cut some of these green cactus looking plants off the bottom. And I might take a bit more actually. I'm going to make that. And let's take some off here. That's really nice. And I've still got the Red Rock Casino there and I can still see it in the picture. So this one's going to end up on here. We might not get time because I've been talking too much. We might not get time to make a card. That's okay. I can make one another time out of it. We'll see. All right. So this one is a bit bigger and I'm going to cut a piece of this. So what is it again? It's 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Yep. So I'm going to make it 5 by 4. There we go. The right side. Yes, it is. I'm glad we were able to help you with your dinner idea, Jeanette. All the important things in life, right? All right. Okay. So it says to adhere those prepared pieces. All right. So I'm going to put them down And I'm going to kind of follow where this is here. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going to actually adhere them quite yet because I want to put, and I'm moving on this one. They had this big one here going halfway down the Secret Sea sticker, but I'm thinking maybe I will move it. We'll see. So it's looking something like this. Okay. Now it does say adhere 1H and 1I. So that's these pieces that are going to sit just down here below. So where do I want to put those? And that one goes above. So like that. And then this one can go anywhere up here. We'll see what looks best once I put. So you could just put it where this is. Now this piece here, this is a pre-cut piece and it suggests you embellish with that. So that's actually, what does it say? It says treasured things. It's a sticker. Okay. Do I want treasured things on this? I could always change that if I want to. Um, But it is a really nice sticker. All right. I'm thinking I like the way that's sitting, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick these down. I like the idea of this one coming out there, so I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. So you're basically following the picture and kind of following the instructions, but you can have them, you can change things around. You can move stuff around. You don't have to have it exactly where they say. But don't you love how everything goes together? This always makes me happy just seeing how they all sit together so nicely. All right, that's looking good. This is down. I'm going to put this one down next. The last one I'm going to leave just for a moment in case I decide to change the position of it. Oh, big old glob of glue there. Let me get rid of that. And I'm going to put that so it's slightly over the green piece there. I think that looks good. So I've moved it a little bit down from what they suggested, but that's completely fine. Now they've used a day in the life, which is a die cut. I actually don't know if I want to say day in the life. I like this one that says beautiful. Where did they use that? They've used it on here. Beautiful you. I actually think I'm going to go with beautiful on this one. I just think it's really nice. The other thing you could do is you could cut your own piece of cloud cover and stamp whatever you like on it. Ha. Now, remember we said we've got that currently loving stamp set, which is really, really nice. Guess what else we have? Anyone know what this is? And when I looked at this, I thought it's a really similar font. Look at that. See, the currently loving has got, except for the word currently, everything else is in this kind of scripty, scrolly font. They're a bit like these. Guys, this is our new product of the month. And it's a fantastic stamp set called Fabulous Sayings. And I thought I could use, because I don't have the currently loving set, and I thought I might be able to use something on here. So we could put beautiful down here, and I think that would work really, really nicely. The other thing I could do if I wanted to is stamp some other bits and pieces. So, there are simply no words for this. I could even use something like that because it was such a fantastic day. I think that would go up and that would work as well. You can do anything. I think that also would work on this page. Um, so you can use this on scrapbooking, but it really is designed to be a card making set. And it is a fantastic set, and you're going to see me using it a lot. Mine arrived this morning. I was so surprised because I ordered it. I didn't expedite. I ordered it as soon as the new stuff was live, and it turned up this morning. So I'm like, wow! I was planning on using this on Friday night, and I still will. But I just thought that that was kind of a cool thing to have arrive so quickly. So for anyone who's wondering, that is our product of the month. And I have started a new thing called Product of the Month Club. And that's going to enable you to see a whole bunch of different things that you can do. My whole idea of Product of the Month Club is to help you use whatever the product of the month is. So I'm going to have a special thing just for those people who are purchasing this through me to actually to be part of the Product of the Month Club. And how do you get it? In Australia, you need to spend $125, and then you have the option of purchasing the Fabulous Saying set for $9. So $9 is a very reasonable price for a stamp set. However, you do need to qualify to actually receive it, and you need to choose it. You don't automatically get it. You have to actually choose it. Say yes, I want to get it, and it is $9. Okay, I know, so quick, Maureen. I couldn't believe it. I was hoping I'd get it by Friday, but I was so surprised to have it today. I know. Well, they are very, very fast when we don't have, a big sale or something like that. If you wait until after a new catalog goes live, things tend to slow down. But if you get in right at the beginning, you can get it really quickly. So, hello, Liz. Nice to see you there. I'm just having a look through the comments. Okay. All right. So I may come back and use that. What do we think? Do we like the beautiful on there? Because it was a beautiful day. And I like the positioning of that. Let's see, what else have we got on here? We have this sticker here. So I'm thinking about putting this here. I've pretty much decided where I want that to be. And I'm going to, now, something that they did do is they used a round piece here on this one. Okay, so for that reason, I don't want to go too much over that circle. Okay, I just want, because I want to still be able to stick that sticker on. Or is it a sticker, or is it actually, it's not a sticker, it is is it a sticker? Let's see. It might be on one of the die cut. No, it's on one of the die cut pieces, die cut pages, I should say. So here it is. Let's try it. So I think it's this one with this here with the words or the lines on it to write onto. And see, that's going to end up right there. So can you see I haven't gone too close so that I've got room there to write. And let's put that on. Yep, project 1. I should have looked at the back to see which project. I always forget to do that, even though I know it. Now, can you see what I mean about the petal pink actually going really, really well with the colors in the rocks? Now, you could stick this on, or you could use dimensionals. I'm going to use dimensionals. 1, 2, and I don't like to put too many dimensionals, because if I decide I want to slide something under, can you see that we have a leaf here and it's slid in underneath that banner? So we have Kelly, Carol, Susan, and myself on here. And let's have a look. Now on the back here, let's see which leaves I want to use. The big one is project 1, but that's for the other project 1 page. This one says project 1. I think that might be one of the leaves we're using. And then we've also got project 1. So we have a flower. And project 1, the leaves. And let's see, we also have those leaves, project 1. and take them out. All right. So I don't want to go over the top of Susan's head here. So I'm going to have these coming out this way. You know what? I'm not actually going to use, they actually have it like this, which actually does look quite good. That's how they've done theirs. I don't know. Do I want, you could just do one and that might be enough. What do we think? Do we like that? And then the sticker is this one that says treasured things, even though I'm not sure about the words treasured things. And I'm going to put that kind of over the corners of the 3 photos. And that looks really good. Isn't it coming together nicely now? You do your own changes, Lani? I know. It's really nice, isn't it, to just do it the way you want to do it? I do rather like the flower like that. I like this one like this. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, we're nearly there. We've got some journaling to do here, which I'll do separately. But it's almost done. I do have, because I have these leaves left over, I could put the leaves coming out over here. Actually, I quite like that. I think that looks good. What do you think? Do we like the leaves here? And it still leaves me room to journal. So I'm going to pop a glue dot. You can use any glue you like. I'm a big fan of glue dots. Just do a couple of glue dots behind those. Like that. And then I'm going to add a glue dot behind here. Maybe 2. All right. So that's going to go about there. And then my flower, I'm going to put that on dimensionals as well. Just one in the middle there. Like I said, if you wanted to add more color to this, you certainly could. All right, that's looking good. Bit of journaling here. I'm a big fan too of journaling. We have these fantastic journaling pens. If no one realizes, you get 3 in a pack. They're 0.4 of a width. You like the pictures? I do. I do have some more pictures I could use on the other side. Yep. So that answer is yes, Maggie. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? No problems at all. All right. So then I could, I'm not going to do it because I want to think about what I want to say. But, you certainly, and if you wanted to, you could also add some other stickers. There's the best, cherish, top 10. Today was, on this day, memorable milestones, picture perfect, wish list, cherish every day, family time. There's lots of different ones depending on what your photos are. And I think that's really nice. I'm thinking, do I want any more? So there's a space down here, and I think that I always like somewhere to add a date, but I'm also a big fan of writing around the edges of photos, and I always think that that looks really good. So, Red Rock Canyon. So I'm going to Red Rock Canyon straight onto my paper. If I made a mistake, I could stick cut out just a strip of paper and stick it over the top. November 2025. So I think that looks rather good, that piece there. I'll do some journaling about, our experience there. It's not a lot of room, so it's something very small. If you wanted to, you could grab some Wink of Stella, because why not? And, add some glitter to the centers of your flowers, because I always like to add Wink of Stella because it just looks so pretty. You could add embellishments if you wanted to, although I don't think it needs it. Very, very simple cut, a very simple layout. There wasn't much to it at all. Once we got our pieces cut and decided where I wanted to put them and decided the photos, which was the hardest part, right? Then this comes together really, really quickly. And then I've got all these leftovers and bits and pieces. Even after I do all 6 layouts or all 3 double layouts from this kit, I will still have leftovers, and which I think is really nice. I like how this stripe, I think the stripes on here look really, really good. Don't they work well? Going back and looking at photos. So there you go, guys. We did another scrapbooking workshop kit. I hope this has given you, I think this is a fantastic kit. And I think the colors in it work really, really well for lots of, particularly outdoor snaps, but lots and lots of photos will work well with these kinds of colors. They're kind of neutral, but with a bit of, you know, and look here, these ones, you've got your green and your cloud cover and your secret sea, and they've just used some outdoor photos, some 3x4s here. This is layout 2. So they've got 5 3x4 layouts. So 2 of them are, 2 of the 3x4s are on this one and 3 over here. This one has a 4x6, this one, project 3. And then we've got some smaller ones that have been cut into circles. Okay, so that's kind of up to you. You could just have them as 3x3s, but if you want to cut them into circles, you can use your dies or a punch to cut them into circles. But there's some really great ideas in these kits. Thank you. I think the colours work well as well. I just think these colours, you really can't go wrong. I am actually going to add another glue dot behind my leaf. What did I do with my Pokey Pick tool? Did I lose it? Surely not. Oh, here it is. Found it. And I'm going to put another one just behind here. Mind you, when you put this in an album and you've got a page protector over it, it's not going to be sticking up then, but I wanted to have that just sitting flat. So there we go. I'm happy with that. I think it turned out really nice. I hope you liked it too. Anybody have any questions about that? What I will be doing in my next newsletter, and if you don't get my newsletter, head over to my blog. I'll put the address up on the screen so that you can easily find it. It's this one, lookwatimade.com.au. If you go there, there is a place that that you can sign up for my newsletter. The newsletter is completely free. I normally send a newsletter weekly so that you always know what's coming up or what I've got on offer, those kinds of things. There's always links to videos, tutorials, and also all sorts of interesting important dates for your diary that are coming up. So they're both Stampin' updates and also dates for my my own classes and so forth. So I hope that helps you. Head over there, lookwatimade.com.au. There's also there's an online store on there as well. You click the shop now button and that will help you purchase whatever it is you need to purchase. All right. Does anyone have any questions before I say goodbye today? I'm just having a look. Could put the new stamp of the mini flowers just around the photo of Susan. Not on here. I'm not sure which one you mean, Lani. Oh, are you talking about the other set? These little flowers? Because those would be nice. Those little flowers that are there in that stamp set. Those would be really cute, a few of those around the page. And there's actually a tiny little mark on my paper next to Susan. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the little tiny mark just there? That'd be a great place for me to put a couple of little flowers. We can hide anything if we really want to. All right, you guys. Well, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you will think about this currently loving scrapbook workshop kit. I do have another one to show you next month. It'll probably be this one, which is the Exploring Nature kit, which I love. I think that's beautiful. And that's really great for lots of outdoorsy kind of photos as well. All right, you guys. Well, have a fantastic afternoon. Try and stay cool if you can, because I know it's really, really hot for a whole bunch of you today. And over the next few days, it's going to be hot too. So stay cool. I'll be back on Friday evening, 7:30 p.m. Sydney time, to do a new sketch with you and show you some more fun new products. And we will be doing something with this, the Fabulous Sayings product of the month. So just remember, this one is something that you can earn. It does cost $9, but you qualify for it when you spend $125 in one order. You've ordered the exploring kits. Yay. Good. That'll be next month. All right, then. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic afternoon. I'm off to have my lunch. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Bye.